Hello all, and welcome to Shatter Our Souls with Novaria. Today we are tackling the Mirror Mode Mushroom Cup of Mario Kart Double Dash without the use of items. Now, over the course of the last few weeks, I have been slowly but surely getting a grasp of which are my favorite tracks and which ones aren't. And so, I figured now's as good a time as any to state what each track would fit in among the four tracks of the Mushroom Cup. Finding breaking it down is a lot easier than trying to do it all at once. Anywho, Luigi Circuit comes in second for this particular cup. And the reason why it comes in second has to do partially with its simplicity. It's a track designed for just anyone, really. It's designed with the mentality that this is probably the first track any player will play. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's a straightforward figure eight. What I think makes it stand out among the various tracks out there is that this one changes with each return visit, especially after the 100cc, where a barrier in the center is removed, allowing for not only other racers to be taking the same track as you, but also it gets the main road almost looks like it gets thinner with each subsequent race through the track, effectively slowly squeezing the two lanes of drivers together, making it all the more chaotic for the entire race. This is an item-based track, at least by what I've experienced, and one that ends up with a lot of unexpected twists and turns. It's not as item heavy as, let's say, Baby Park would be, but it's not as user friendly as some of the other tracks out there. Coming up in what I consider to be first place is none other than Peach Beach. Now, Peach Beach is one of those tracks that you either love it or you hate it. I personally love it. The cataquacks, the rising tides, the Isle Delfino, even the water features, and the not so shortcut off to the right here all make this track one that I will never really say no to. My favorite part about the water feature in particular always comes down to the fact that every lap has a slightly more unique racing line than most other tracks. You compare it to stuff like Bowser's Castle or even Rainbow Road, there's a distinct racing line that is supposed to be the best of the best, the fastest that you can get. And Peach Beach doesn't really have that, because each lap is intended to be a slightly wider or thinner track, depending on what moment you're driving through each section of the track itself. First place might have to go wide at the dip in the middle there, and last place might be able to cut right through it, and vice versa. It makes for a very dynamic track, and one that ends up being a bit more, I suppose, not user-friendly or anything of that nature, but a bit more involved for racers of any skill level to be able to take the best line that fits them. Anywho, coming in at third place, I'm pretty sure we already know what's coming next. It's Baby Park. Now, Baby Park is one of those tracks that is as simplistic as it could ever get. And there are some things to note about it being a shorter track or a faster track. You could say it is an item-heavy track. You could say that it is a unique track. Whichever version of events you'd like to talk about, whatever side of this ends up being your piece of experience with this car, with this particular race, ultimately it falls into the category of tracks that are item heavy. This track is designed with chaos in mind. It is designed for absolutely nobody to have any idea of what's coming around the next curve. Every single team is supposed to get 2 item boxes per lap, which means we have 14 item box pickups per race, per player. So if you were to make that a little bit wider, there's about 100 and plus opportunities to get hit through the course of a single race. This is an absolutely absurd figure, and definitely showcases what a chaotic track could look like. Now, I don't want to say it's a bad thing, but in a run where you're attempting not to use items at any point in time, it ends up being one of those tracks that tends to fall a little bit short, just as a direct result of you're trying your best and anything can really happen. That is the main issue with this track that I personally have, is just I never know what's around that next bend. And for me, that's a problem. For others, that might be a blessing. Last but not least, we have dry desert. Last and least. Dry desert is the kind of the track that a lot of people tend to like to dislike. And there are a couple reasons why desert-themed tracks tend not to do as well overall, but also you have the lovely circumstance of there's not really much to even avoid. There is the cyclone, which moves a little bit further down the track every single lap. You have the cacti that are just kind of dancing over here, trying to, not even trying to bonk you, it's just kind of doing its thing. And you have the pit of Carcoon from Star Wars in the other end of the track on the halfway mark. Beyond that, it's a square. A little bit wavy in places, but it is effectively just a giant square. It is kind of uninspired in terms of shape, and is one that is hard to really say why someone might call it a favorite. Generally speaking, I find it's the weakest track because as far as racing goes, 95% of it is just straight lines. And a lighter character, like let's say the Toad-Toadette duo or the Baby Mario Baby Luigi, are going to struggle a lot more with this track than a heavyweight character, just on the basis of a heavyweight character having higher top speed to be able to handle those straightaways better, and not having many waves, dips, bumps, or anything in between really makes this particular track struggle, because a light character that would focus more heavily in acceleration really doesn't have anything to stand on. Anywho, with all of that being said, that's another 4 tracks down, and we have about 24 left before the final, or before this particular series is officially complete. Next time, we'll be taking on another cup. I believe next time's the Flower Cup, and we're going to rank them, do a little bit of a diagnosis, and hey, who knows, we might even be finishing this off in the near future. If you like what you see, or are kind of curious what I think about each of the tracks, drop a like, leave subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Until next time, be good to one another, and I hope you all have a good one.